There he is.
Howdy.
Hey, Mr. Ron Saikowski.
I just got through with a another Zoom meeting. We were tasting a little thing called whoops, got to have it here in front of me. A Tanat from Texas. Uh, Took down double gold medals at San Francisco wine competition, and it only retails for $40 a bottle. But because I'm in the wine media, we have a lot of perks.
I would imagine so, and that's actually one of the questions I had for you was what are some of your favorite wines, specifically Texas wines that are out right now?
Oh boy. Okay, so uh, just about anything from Bending Branch Winery, which is over in Comfort, Texas. Anything from Cali Winery, William Chris. Uh, Becker is a fairly large winery here in Texas. And so their Cabernet Sauvignon Syrah Reserve is about $10 bottle, tastes like a $25 bottle. Iconoclast from Cabernet from Becker is under $8 a bottle and tastes like a $15 to $20 bottle. So, those are some of my faves. Rosé is Sangiovese from McPherson. Cellars up in Lubbock. So I've got lots of faves.
You have a lot of favorites for sure.
What about you? What kind of wine do you like?
I've been into some Chardonnays from the upper north of San Francisco in the wine country up there.
Yes. So Marty and I have been sipping on quite a few Russian River Chardonnays.
Yes,
Alexander Valley Vineyard being one of them.
delicious.
Mm-hmm.
Now I know you got the opportunity to intern with Alexander Valley Vineyards a few years back, so that must have been a
Oh
pretty
yeah,
fun experience.
yeah. It's a fun place. I'm hitting the wrong buttons here because what I want to do is I want to pull something up different here. Let's see. Where do I want to go here? Oh yeah, this is Joe Biden's airplane. He flew over one of the Indian reservations and they had a welcoming party for him.
Ah, very nice.
Yeah. But
Well,
then again,
great.
we had a burn ban in effect until it rained. I don't know if you can see that or not. Yeah.
Not really. I can't really see what that says.
But here's one of my puppy girls.
All right. So some of the things that, if you don't know Ron Saikowski, some of the things he really enjoys are bearded collies, wine, and engineering.
Oh yeah. Love my engineering, love my wine, love my family.
Yes. And one of the reasons I wanted to bring you onto the podcast is to introduce you to the Mantra Dad family as one of the inspiring guests that are could be regulars onto the podcast here. And the reasons that you are inspiring, I'd love to get to some of those. Specifically, you are a pillar of the community in Conroe and the Woodlands, Texas, and you have basically built those towns through your engineering.
Of the recent facilities, yeah.
Yes. So you've designed these master plan communities and wineries, and a lot of your passion goes into your work. So you're one of those guys that really does live your joy, I would say.
Oh yes, I do.
Yes. Can you talk a little bit about maybe some mottos or some mantras that you've had over the years that have guided your work in life?
Oh yes. If you think you can, you're right. If you think you can't, you're also right. The
Uh-huh.
only time you ever fail is when you decide to give up. That's always a very true one. Um, the thing about living life is that there are no such things as failures because God doesn't make junk. It just found another way of doing things. Yeah.
Yes. And how about your faith over the years? Has faith been a very important part of your life?
Oh yeah. Faith is definitely a big part of our lives because we have a creator that we worship and because of him and his love, we uh, we have the self confidence to go forward in the world and succeed.
Nice. So would you say that's where you draw a lot of your inspiration from?
Oh yes, Marty just came in. She wants another sip on this beautiful Tannat wine that we just got through with a wine tasting
Nice.
on wine media uh, with one of the Texas winemakers. So it's a very lovely wine.
It's beautiful coloration.
Yes, it's a Tannat, which most people don't know what a Tannat is, but it won a double gold from San Francisco just recently.
Awesome.
And they're down to the last case. This was one of the last bottles they had.
I just love how you're so ready to show the pictures of what you're talking about. It's like you've rehearsed this before.
No, I've never done one of these things before. Everything is off the lamb, so to speak.
So, when it comes to your wine column, can you talk a little bit about that and how you got started with that?
Well, always have a love of wine. I had my first wine when I was like 5.5 years old. It was half Manischewitz Mogan David wine and half club soda. So it was a sparkling wine. Uh, in college, when I was dating my wife, we were making wine in my dorm room closet, so to speak. I came out of the closet with my wine. And I've been making wines along the way. I've been writing about wine since 2004, 2005, 17 years worth of writing.
Hmm.
Started out
Wow.
in a little local newspaper. It got bought up by the Houston community newspapers, which 4 years ago got gobbled up by the Houston Chronicle, which is owned by Hearst Publications. And Hearst Publications, uh, it's a pretty well known uh, publication throughout the world. And one of my friends called me up from San Antonio about 3 or so years ago and said, Ron, I didn't know you were writing for the San Antonio Express. And I basically said, neither did I. So I called up my editor and she says, yes, you are now confirmed writing for the Houston, well, for Hearst Publications and you're syndicated. We have the right to use your articles all over. So I've been writing mostly about Texas wine because people don't know about it. We didn't have our first winery after Prohibition when it ended in 1933. That winery started in 1976. And then we had our second and third wineries. So by the year 1980, we had three big wineries in Texas. In 2005, we had 50 wineries. And lo and behold, here in the year 2021, we have well over 600 wineries going towards 700.
Wow. So you've
And so
been
I write about
a front row seat in seeing the Texas wine industry just blow up. So how
it. Yeah.
exciting to write about that.
Mm-hmm. I think here that might be a little bit better as far as the lighting is concerned. Uh, yes, I've been involved in helping people make wine, making wine myself, interning in California at wineries, and helping out wineries here in Texas make some vino. And wine is meant to be shared.
Yes, I agree. Uh, Ron, as you are at advanced age, that hasn't stopped you from just really living life to the fullest. And I wanted to ask you,
Why should age stop you?
it doesn't. It doesn't. And that's one of the things that's really inspiring about you because you are a kid at heart. You have a lot of joy and love and passion for life. And I know this through your daughter, who I'm married to. And I feel it
Well,
from
growing
her.
old is option. Growing old is mandatory, but growing up is optional.
Yes, exactly. So one of the questions I wanted to ask you is, you know how people are on their deathbed and they go, okay, what's your dying wish? Okay, well, you're not dead, Ron. So what's your living wish? You're alive. What is your wish that, I mean, you live your life as though this is it, the moment is here. And what do you want the world to know about Ron Saikowski, or what is your wish?
I love what I do. I'm very passionate about it. I love my engineering work. I own Quest Engineering. I work my 60 and 70-hour week because I don't feel like I have to because I want to. I write my wine articles every week, and because I want to, I serve on 8 nonprofit boards because I want to. I'm treasurer on 2 of that board because I love money. No, actually, because I want to. Uh, I have fun. I joke around a lot. I smile a lot. And the thing is if you keep smiling all the time, it's going to make people wonder what the hell you're up to.
Exactly. Yeah, well, when you marry somebody, you also marry their family, technically.
Yeah,
So,
boy, are you in for trouble.
uh, I just want to thank you for giving your blessing to me to marry your beautiful daughter. And we'll be celebrating our wedding anniversary this year. Very
Oh my
exciting.
gosh, has it gone by that fast?
It's gone by that fast. Thank you for helping with the wedding, and thank you to all dads out there in the world who help their daughters marry their son-in-laws. And I'm just so happy that I can have a great relationship with you. Whereas
Now, let me see that
that's
wedding
not
dance.
it's not
Let me see,
necessarily the
let me see
normal.
your wedding dance. Come on, flash your wedding dance.
Oh, here it is.
Huh?
Yeah, this
Guess
is
where
your
that
ring
came
that
from?
that
That was my original wedding dance.
I had to take it down a few sizes, but it fits perfectly. So thank you. So so you said it. Your wish and is just because you want to. You live life. You do the things that you want to do.
Oh yes, and you decide what you want to do in your life. You have goals in your life because you decide what you want to do. If you don't decide what direction you're going to do, somebody's going to decide for you. So why not decide for yourself? Know where you're going to go. Thursday, we're heading over to the Texas Hill Country, and I'm going to stop at a winery or two along the way.
Nice.
And Marty, my wife, will be uh, doing some photography over there in the Texas Hill Country, and I'm going to be carrying her camera lens because I want to.
I'm so glad that you live the life that you do, Ron. Thank you for being a great father-in-law and a great man. And I'm so happy to share this time with you today. Thank you. I know you're so busy, and anytime you can spend to inspire the next generation, I feel like is worth it. So, thanks
Well, here's
again.
some inspiration for you.
Go
See
ahead.
what's in the background?
Yeah.
That was the confetti cannon that went off when the runners first started the Houston Marathon. You can run your marathon for as long as you want to, but have fun along the way. And this confetti is a reminder to everybody to have fun along the way. It's
Nice.
not where you're going to get to, but it's enjoying the trip to where you want to get to.
Awesome. Well, thanks again for coming on the podcast, Ron. Is there anything else you want to discuss?
No, no, Thorovia, Yakshamash. Wine's meant to be shared, y'all. So
All
share it.
right. Thanks again, Ron. Have a great night.
You too. Blessings.
Blessings.